The next section of our program will be 3 questions directed to the mayoral candidates only. The first question is a 90-second question, and it is, how do you plan to bring and attract new businesses to the city of Smithville? 90 seconds, Mr. Bunny.
Thank you once again. Had a little kind of a short answer on this problem because, again, this is a problem that affects many rural communities across the country, especially in rural Texas. When surrounded by box stores so closely in 3 directions, Giddings, Bastrop, LaGrange, many of our people flock to the Walmarts, flock to the H-E-Bs. I had a friend that said he could save $5 on buying something at H-E-B over buying it over Brookshire Brothers. When I asked him a question as to how much fuel economy that his vehicle got, he said, well, 15 miles to the gallon. In essence, this turned out to be, he lost $2.78. I met a mayor in Stratford about 5 years ago at the TML conference who had the same problem. He said he and his council were considering buying the vacant stores on their streets and enticing businesses back to working by a low-cost payback plan or no rent, backed by work payment plan or no rent incentives to prospective businesses. I brought this idea to council, but it didn't get much discussion. Again, business will follow a market. Enable city jobs and a citizenry that will support its local business owners. You will see that happening fairly soon. Thank you.
Mr. Jones.
As I said earlier, my plan is to work closely with the city council, city manager, and investors and the community to roll out an economic development model which will capitalize on our area of access. Excuse me, sinus is killing me tonight, excuse me. The majority of the information needed to attract new businesses is already available and in place, but it's not effective when the information is not put to use. I will actively pursue businesses that would be a good fit for our community and communicate my findings with the city council and city manager. As mayor, my role would be to help facilitate communication, collaboration, and cooperation from all stakeholders and decision makers to attract the right mix of businesses.
The next question is a 90-second question, and is, what innovative methods would you utilize in order to raise funds for City of Smithville projects? Mr. Bunny, 90 seconds.
I don't know if I can do it in 90 seconds. This is one of my favorites. I've raised funds for 37 years as a volunteer fireman, city council member, civic group leader, and especially as your mayor. During the Veterans Memorial construction, I've sold yards of concrete, pallets of grass, challenged my plumbing buddies from around the area to come together and let's build restaurants. We made use of the Arbics, a fine organization who did our roofs. We got people to come together with me to honor those who sacrificed so much for our country. The scrap metal program, which was brought into, I do to take as my baby, has gone on for 4 years and benefits the Veterans Memorial Park and 1/3 of the curb program. It has brought in around $65,000 in the county. We've also worked an economic development bill with a young man that opened his business through the Veterans Memorial Park, Omega Bronze, and he is paying back the city back for his building. He will finish paying us off this year. He started with 2 employees, Bronze Angel at the park, and now, as of last week, has 10 full-time employees and doesn't have to advertise. We've raffled uses of cars donated to us and that. We have tons of ideas. These are all examples of innovation.
Mr. Jones. We established a working relationship with our county and our regional partners. There are many state and federal funding opportunities that need to be explored. As mayor, my role will be to attend agency meetings and report opportunities back to the city council and city manager to help them make informed decisions on what avenues to pursue. Once an avenue is chosen by the city council and city manager, my role will be to provide leadership to make sure that milestones are met and the project stay on track. Thank you.
Thank you. And the final question for the mayoral candidates is that some people believe our town is a destination for people who seek antiques, collectibles, art, and a kinder way of life that we have to offer. Do you agree with this statement? If so, what plans do you have to make our town prosper without changing its quaint and family-friendly environment? Mr. Money, 90 seconds.
Thank you very much. We must combine all of our resources, those that have come into our area, but those in our history of our past. An upgrade of Old Main Street, making it more active, more liveful during the evening hours. We must share our rich history, and that's something David Harrington and I have done, and build a new Smithville along Highway 71. With the homes, industrial parking upgrades to Highway 71, it will bring a strong base of people who want to live here, buy here, and work here. I was born on Main Street in 1955, educated here, worked here as a businessman, raised my family here. I've lived in only 2 homes here, and my body's last home will be in Oak Hill Cemetery with generations of my family and those I grew up with. Our times, our history must never be forgotten, and our future can only improve by working together as one. I've lived the quaint life of Smithville, and this must never change. Thank you very much.
I want to reiterate, and I want to agree with 100% with the community on the lack of communications. Our town has many unique assets, as I said before. We have many volunteer organizations that partner with each other to reach a common goal. As mayor, I'll establish relationships with our school, local employees, and the community. We can achieve great things if we create partnerships with all stakeholders and use information and resources as resources were given. We have so many things and assets in this community that all we have to do is look around, see what we have, use it. Look at us sitting out here tonight. It's important for all of us to work together. Come together and make Smithfield what it should and will be. Thank you.